Hi guys, Karie Millspaugh here, visibility consultant for public speakers, authors, and small business owners. I'm going off the cuff today a little bit because I want to share something very important to me. I want to talk about your mindset. I can fill your head with lots of content and tools and education about branding and online marketing, but if you don't stop and check what's going on up here, you will self-sabotage over and over again. Now, I know you've heard of the saying, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. And trust me, even though that stings a little bit, I'll hang on to my excuses at times thinking they're truth. No, I truly can't get around this obstacle. It's like, this is a big giant cinder block in my way. The truth really is there's always a solution if you just pause and look for it. I'm going to share a personal story with you on exactly how that worked out for me. Now, back in 2013, I was working in corporate America at the time, and I saw that, things were just getting a little shifty and shaky at my corporate work environment. It looked like my job might be in jeopardy. I realized I wasn't growing anymore, both mentally or financially, and I saw the writing on the wall. It was time to create an exit strategy. So I hired a business mentor to help me build a business online. I had done wellness consulting when my daughter was small. I kind of thought and I'll play around with that area, but it was never a business platform with a website and all the fancy bells and whistles that we have today. So I hired her. I had just done a leadership boot camp. I was just ready. I was so ready to create this business. In my heart, my destination, and this is so important, guys, was crystal clear. I wanted to work from home. I wanted to be an available mother, because my daughter's always been my number one priority. I wanted to be a hands-on mom, and I wanted to be able to have a flexible work schedule, just me and my laptop and Wi-Fi, so I could travel often to see my family back home in Michigan. Now, if you've been following me, you know my daughter and my family and my hometown is my heart, okay? Always has been, and I wanted that flexibility to be able to travel and go back as often as I want to. I just spent most of the summer there last year. So that was the destination. And get really clear on it, okay? Because that's when the storm shows up, guys. That's when all of a sudden the universe, God, whoever you believe in, whatever energy, all of a sudden starts to push back and go, do you really want it? I'm going to give you some challenges to see if you really want this, okay? And it's frustrating, but this is where your warrior self shows up and says no, and you push back, you lean in. Like, I do want this, regardless of the obstacles you're going to show at me. I have this destination laser focused, and I'm not going to let anything get in my way. And that was my mindset, because guess what just showed up? Out of the blue, my ex-husband decides to move back to Michigan, 3,000 miles away. I, overnight, became a full-time single parent, where before I had a joint custody with my ex-husband. So I had that to juggle. I have a full-time corporate job. I had just broken up with a long-term relationship that was headed down to where we were actually looking at rings and exploring a deeper connection and a deeper commitment. That ended. I saw lots of things shifting at work where it looked like, a job demotion and a pay cut, all sorts of weird things happening. I mean, it literally felt like the rug was being pulled out from under me. But guess what? I weathered the storm, guys. Again, the storm is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's there to clear the way, clear the path, get the obstacles out of the way for you. Embrace the storm. Put on your raincoat, get that umbrella out, whatever it is you need to do to embrace it, because it's going to get testy. There's going to be just kind of a twist and a turn in the destination process, okay? Again, destination is here. The journey itself's gonna have some potholes and some hurdles, a few pitfalls, maybe a speed bump or two. Just get really crystal clear on the destination, because you've got to weather this out, guys. Again, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. So I hired this business mentor, job number one, and I had her for a year, okay? So it was a 12-month program. Job number one was to build an email list. How we were going to do this, and if you've done this before, you're probably part of other thousands that have done this as well. I was going to create a podcast type platform that was going to help me create an email list. I had to interview 21 experts. Okay, sounds fun. I love to talk. I can do this. Great. I get to connect with a bunch of other experts. Fabulous. Got the software included, hired a virtual assistant to help me with the platform. Now what? Okay, how am I going to host all these interviews? Looking at my calendar. Single mom, working full time. Most of these experts are not going to want to do interviews in the evenings or on the weekends. So I had to get creative, okay? Again, I could have backed away and found an excuse, but I didn't. I wanted this. I really, really wanted this. So I got up super early and did those interviews at 6 a.m. at my kitchen table before my daughter got ready to go to school. And then the fun part was I took my lunch breaks, okay? Just picture this. It's about 110 degrees already in Las Vegas. I drive away in my car on my lunch break. I try to find a parking lot that's kind of quiet, so it didn't have any background noise, and you're praying to God while you're doing these interviews that, you know, the garbage man doesn't show up and empty the dumpster next to you, make all this noise, or a loud motorcycle, whatever that looks like. Now, even more challenging is sitting in a hot car doing an interview and hoping to find a quiet spot was that I had to do it with two phones. I had one BlackBerry for work where I called to do the interview, and I had my iPhone tapping into the software through the internet so I could record the podcast. I never thought I was techie, but that was some genius right there. So I'm juggling this, doing my interviews, skipping lunch every day, and got my 21 interviews done. Again, I could have easily said, I don't know how I can do this. It's not going to work. And been, again, stuck, never getting to where I wanted to. I never got that freedom lifestyle business. Doing something I enjoy, creating this business around my lifestyle choice, not the other way around, which usually is what happens. So create the business platform, work all hours of the night. This is a good 6 months into it. Eventually I get that laptop lifestyle business that I always wanted. Okay. I could have easily backed down. I could have said, you know what? I don't have a social life right now. This sucks. Screw it. It's not worth it. But again, my daughter's face, my family's faces, visiting hometown more often, having the freedom to go on vacation, work from a hotel room or an Airbnb, whatever that looks like, just tasted too good to give up, guys. I just wanted it too bad. So think about it. Do you really want the destination in the first place? Because that first challenge that shows up is going to test you. Keep it in focus. Keep that laser focus. Like, oh, I can't wait till this is my reality, because it's all worth it. It's all worth it. I'm 8-9 years into my business now. I don't regret anything. I spent half the summer living with my family in Michigan because I could. My daughter's been on online school this past year because of the pandemic. Do I mind that she's home with mom? Not at all. I hate that she's missing out on school activities, but in a social life. But overall, I don't miss it. She's going to be a senior next year. These moments are going to slip by fast. And I want them to matter and I want them to count. So make sure your goal is attached to your heart. Get really crystal clear on that destination, because the obstacles will show up, guys. And if you don't want it bad enough, you're going to find an excuse, right? You're going to find it over and over again. It's going to believe it to be true. So if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. I believe in you. Please work through the obstacles. It's all worth it in the end. And watch your thoughts. Big hugs, big love, guys. I hope this was helpful. Please connect with me if you need any tips on getting through your own obstacles and some head trash, because we all have it. Big hugs, big love, guys. Bye.